Assalamualaikum class. Here we're going to start exercise 1.3 limit at infinity. There is a basic difference between infinite limit and limit at infinity. Infinite limit means when we insert the value, the answer is infinity, either positive infinity or negative infinity. But limit at infinity means we are approaching to infinity. That is, limit x approaches to infinity. Now answer could be finite or infinite, but when we are approaching our x to infinity, then we are saying that we are talking about the limit at infinity. So this is the basic difference between infinite limits and limit at infinity. Here we have a limit at infinity. When we apply the limit at infinity on polynomials, we all know that the polynomials are constant functions, and when we talk about the limit x approaches to infinity, either positive infinity or negative infinity in case of polynomials, it all depends on the expression or the behavior of the highest power of the polynomial. So whenever we are having a polynomial and we are talking about the limit at infinity, we are not assumed to check each and every element or each and every term of the polynomial. We are just going to apply the limit on the highest power or the highest term of the polynomial, and it will represent the behavior, because for the polynomials we always have positive infinity or negative infinity. So it all depends on the behavior of the highest power of the polynomial. For example, when we have a polynomial 7x power 5 minus 4x cube plus 2x minus 9, and we are talking about limit x approaches to minus infinity, so we are not assumed to check the expression of each term. We are just going to apply the limit on the highest power, which is 7x power 5. Now because of this odd power, the answer will be negative, and the coefficient is positive, so there is no change on the sign. So minus negative or minus infinity or negative infinity is the final answer. For limit x approaches to negative infinity, we are having minus 4x power 8 plus 17x cube minus 4x plus 1. Again, we are going to apply the limit on the highest power. Now this power 8 or the even power will make the expression positive, but this negative coefficient is going to make it negative, so the answer is negative infinity. Here we have question number 12. Limit x approaches to negative infinity, square root of 5 minus x. So simply when I put x is equal to negative infinity over here, the positive infinity will be the final answer, because negative into negative will be positive. Then we have question number 14. Limit x approaches to infinity, 5x square minus 4x over 2x square plus 3. So whenever we are having such expressions in which we are having numerator over denominator or the rational expressions, and obviously when we are going to put the limit separately, it is going to be infinity over infinity. So it means this is an indeterminate form. So in such cases, whenever we are having rational expressions, what we have to do in case of limit at infinity, we are going to divide both expression, that is the numerator as well as the denominator, with the highest power of the denominator. So what we are going to do, the highest power of the denominator is x square or the 2, so we are going to divide numerator as well as the denominator with x square. So we are left with 5 minus 4 over x over 2 plus 3 over x square. So when I put limit x approaches to infinity 5, 4 over infinity will be 0. This expression will be 0, so 5 by 2 will be the final answer. So whenever we are having rational expressions in case of limit x approaches to infinity, either positive or negative, we are going to divide the numerator as well as the denominator with the maximum power of the denominator. Next we have question number 20. Limit t approaches to negative infinity, 5 minus 2t cube over t square plus 1. Now again we are having infinity over infinity, so what we are going to do, we are going to divide the numerator and the denominator with the highest power of the denominator, not the highest power of the expression. We are talking about the highest power of the denominator, which is t square. So dividing the numerator and denominator with t square, we get 5 by t square minus 2t over 1 plus 1 by t square. So inserting the values, we get infinity as answer. Next we have limits involving radicals. So whenever we are having a radical sign in the expression, when we have indeterminate form, that is infinity over infinity, now we are not able to divide the numerator and denominator by some power of x, because in order to deal with the radical sign or the square root, we must have some expression with the square root so that it can be dealt jointly. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide the numerator and the denominator with mod of x, because we know that that mod of x will be equal to square root of x square. So whenever we are having such expressions, we will divide the expression with mod of x, because mod of x is equal to square root of x square, and by definition mod of x is also equal to plus x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and minus x if x is less than 0. So when we are having such expressions in which we are involving radical either in the numerator or in the denominator, we are going to divide it with mod of x, numerator as well as the denominator. Now mod of x is equal to square root of x square, so here we are replacing it with the square root of x square so that these two expressions can be solved. Then we have a denominator in which we have x plus 3, so we are going to use this definition for the denominator. When we have limit x approaches to infinity, that is the upper definition, so we will use positive x. If we have limit x approaches to negative infinity, that is the second case, so we will put minus x over here. So this is really very important to solve such expressions, that either we are going to put positive x or negative x. So right now we are going to put positive x, so simplifying it we get square root of 5 minus 2 by x square over 1 plus 3 by x, and inserting the limit we get square root of 5. Next we have question number 27. Limit y approaches to infinity, 2 minus y over square root of 7 plus 6y square. Now we are having a radical sign and we are getting infinity over infinity, so we are going to divide the numerator as well as the denominator with mod of y. Now for this one we will replace it with either positive y or negative y depending on the situation. As y is approaching to negative infinity, so we are going to replace it with negative y, and for the square root one we will replace it with the square root of y square. Now simplifying it we get limit y approaches to negative infinity minus 2 over y, and this will be cancelled out, so plus 1, and square root of 7 by y square plus 6. So inserting the limit or y approaches to infinity, we get 1 by square root of 6 as an answer. Next we have question number 32. Again we are having an indeterminate form, because we are going to have infinity minus infinity. Now these are not the finite numbers that we can cancel out and get 0. So in such cases again we have to perform some operation to simplify it further. So in such cases we are perform a rationalization. So the rationalization factor for this will be square root of x squared minus 3x plus x, so that we can apply the formula a minus b into a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. So we are going to multiply and divide with the expression square root of x square minus 3x plus x, so we get a minus b into a plus b, which is a square minus b square, and denominator remains the same. So simplifying it we get x, this will be cancelled out, and we are left with minus 3x over square root of x square minus 3x plus x. So again now we are able to apply the previous method, that we are having a radical sign in the denominator, so we are going to put divide the numerator and the denominator with mod of x. So as limit x approaches to positive infinity, so in this case when we are having minus 3x, we will replace mod of x with plus x. For the expression square root of x square minus 3x, we will replace this mod of x with the square root of x square plus, then for x again we will replace it with x. So on simplifying we get minus 3 over square root of 1 minus 3x plus 1. Inserting the values we get minus 3 by 2 as an answer. Next we have end behavior of exponential and logarithmic functions. So whenever we are having exponential functions, here is the graph of exponential functions. These must pass through the point 0, 1, and x-axis act as an asymptote for these graphs. So limit x approaches to infinity e power x, here you can see limit x approaches to infinity e power x is equal to infinity, while limit x approaches to infinity e power minus x is equal to 0. Similarly for limit x approaches to negative infinity, e power x is 0, and for e power minus x it will be equal to infinity. So here is the limits. Here is the graph of ln of x. So for ln of x, these graphs must pass through the point 1, 0, and limit x approaches to infinity, ln of x is equal to infinity, and limit x approaches to negative infinity does not exist, because you can see that negative values are not a part of the domain in this case. And limit x approaches to 0, now you can see that we cannot approach 0 from left hand side because this is not a part of the domain, but we can approach 0 from the right hand side only, which is equal to negative infinity. So here we have question number 36. Limit x approaches to negative infinity, e power x plus e power minus x over e power x minus e power minus x. So when I put the value directly or approach directly, we get infinity over infinity, which is an indeterminate form. It means we are going to divide the expression or simplify the expression. So whenever we are approaching x approaches to negative infinity, we are going to divide the numerator and denominator with e power minus x. So we are left with e power 2x plus 1 over e power 2x minus 1. So limit x approaches to negative infinity, e power minus infinity will be 0. So we get 0 plus 1 over 0 minus 1, that is minus 1 as an answer. Next we have question number 39. Limit x approaches to infinity, x plus 1 whole power x over x power x. So we can simplify it as x plus 1 over x whole power x, which is equal to 1 plus 1 over x whole power x, and we all know that this expression is always equal to e, the well-defined number.